How do you feel about the fact that it is separated into personal and professional guidance?
It's completely appropriate. There are all kinds of things that I would say as a person that I would not say on behalf of my employer. And that's just with me working in high tech. If I were working in a heavily regulated industry, it's absurd to think
The thing they
otherwise.
mention is that when people are engaging in social media on a professional level, that they should keep detailed records of interactions. And I think that's important because they may need to retrace their steps.
Professional side, I kind of skimmed over that and didn't get a real good idea of how that was much different than the consumer side. But I am assuming they're using the same common sense ideas that would propagate in the real world.
One criticism I might have is actually there's too many points, and actually when you sit down and start typing a new posting on Twitter or Facebook or any other social media outlets, you're not going to really have those 14 different points that they've listed between personal and professional.
In particular, I like when they said speaking on behalf versus speaking of. That's a subtle but very important distinction, that they're sort of giving permission employees to talk about, when you're talking about the company, that you can talk about the company versus clearing up the confusion between, oh, you're speaking on behalf of. So I think those two words, of and behalf, make an important difference in terms of that separation between the personal.
They've stepped up and asked people to be consistent, to be transparent, to be authentic.
The breakdown between the personal and the professional, because that reflects reality. There are people that are official spokespeople for Roche that are going to be using social media, and then there are all the others, and they're going to be using social media too.
Most of you really appreciated the fact that Roche separated the guidance into a personal and a professional part. You felt that this was necessary, even though it was adding another level of complexity to the guidelines. It does seem that to have a personal and a professional side of the guidelines will encourage Roche employees to be very clear about when they're speaking about versus on behalf of the company, and this will allow the company overall to be transparent and authentic when engaging with you online.